Welcome back to Spyro 3 Year of the Dragon. This time we're going to be exploring the second and third levels of Sunrise Spring. The first of which we can actually 100%, and the second which is another returner stage. Yeah, the stage has more backtracking than Spyro 2, like I said. It's at least one instance per world though, so it's not so in terms of backtracking, it's more one, you're just backtracking to one level from the previous world, but ultimately you're still backtracking more than Spyro 2.
Why wasn't the previous game titled Year of the Dragon?
I think because this one came out in actively looking it up.
Rhinos have shut down our cloud generator.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Year of the Dragon is a bad title, but Spyro 2 had like all the hub worlds that were named after seasons. So 4 seasons make a year. You think it's more appropriate to title that one Year of the Dragon if they're going with the seasons?
It came out in year 2000.
Yeah, but where does the title Year of the Dragon stem from?
Because of Chinese Zodiac.
Right.
And yeah, weird that the big guys don't hurt you, but the smaller guys do. It's really weird. I mean, I'm not saying that basically it's because you think that the big guys would be more damaging. It's more the big guys look more intimidating than the opera singers.
If you hold down the charge button, you can defeat them with your charge attack.
Alright, so I've got another question for you. Do you know how long it took for Activision / Toys for Bob? How long did it take them to remaster the trilogy?
What do you mean?
Well, it must have been quite an undertaking, right? To fully remaster 3 games from scratch?
Yeah.
So, like, did it take them long?
Oh, do you mean the development period?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look that up.
I mean, on one hand, I do get that if the games are already made, it's just, in a way, a matter of just copy and pasting some files and making them Unreal ready and you're off to the races. That's not how it actually works. Stop typing that comment. But, like, I don't know, this game came out pretty quick after Crash Insane Trilogy did.
Well, I mean,
So a part of me wonders, is this something that they developed simultaneously with Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, or did they really wait to see what the response was for the Insane Trilogy?
From the Activision project list that was discovered on the Falcon project, which later turned out to be the Spyro remaster, sources said it went into production alongside Insane in 2015. So about 3
Alright.
years.
What? No? What else are you going to do with all those gems?
And yes, Moneybag's still doing the I'm in the way thing. Because, of course.
Precious
Where's Hunter when you need him?
Spyro. You may now use the belly.
In the,
Best of luck on your little
he's hanging out in that cave. Right across from the
Right.
level.
I haven't made such easy money since the sorceress mistook that mayonnaise for sunscreen.
That's disgusting.
And very dangerous. Like, seriously, that sounds so very dangerous.
Get your longest glide. Press the jump button at the very top.
But Moneybags does not give a shit. He does not give a shit.
Yeah. Like I'm pretty sure he's the kind of guy who would sell classified military documents on the War Thunder forum.
Oh, god damn it. God damn it.
I mean, he would do that.
He's also the type of person who would buy basically a monthly pass for a gacha game.
Oh, you activated the
Yeah.
wallet. Maybe I can get the crowd.
Yes, I do play one that has a monthly pass. I do not pay for the monthly pass because it's a gacha game. That's scummy as shit for a gacha game.
What game are we talking about?
Punishing Gray Raven.
I haven't heard of that one.
It's basically it's honestly a slasher game that basically would work a lot better as a standalone action game. But the devs are greedy fucks.
Right. I mean, I do know of the concept of developers being greedy fucks.
It's not a bad game, but I wish it was handled better.
Yeah. Is it the mobile game, out of curiosity?
It is, but if you actively look at how it's played, think of the system akin to Metal Gear Rising, but with a dash. That's Punishing Gray Raven, and that's really should not be a fucking mobile game.
Yeah. I mean, okay, to be fair, the feeling that the game is trying to squeeze every penny out of you, that is something that is...
I gotcha.
I'm not saying that it's justified, but it is something that you can expect out of a mobile game.
Yeah. Luckily,
then
there
I
is
say
a
that-
PC version of the game. Luckily, there is a PC version of the game.
Which, let me guess, is just as micropayment filled.
It is, but with that, you can use a controller. So you actually can play it as it should be.
Is there no control support on the mobile version?
I don't know, don't care.
Like, I know that a lot of mobile games nowadays do feature controller support.
And honestly, if there are games like Genshin Impact and stuff, they really should. And it makes no sense as to why Punishing Gray Raven has not had a console version. It's really
Right.
weird.
Yeah. But I would say that greed comes with the territory, but I'm gonna be honest. In the past couple of weeks, I've been playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is a game that not only has a season pass, but at one point came with a story expansion, which was its own standalone purchase. So like. Now if you go on Steam, there's a $140 complete edition, and guess what? The game still has micropayments. You can get character skins and stuff like that with the in-game store, and the biggest bundle of credits you can buy is $50.
God.
So
I
at
hate
this point, a little mobile game like that showing slight signs of greed doesn't really shock me anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember, you can always hold down
Yeah,
the
it's
button to
like-
move faster.
Someone who's actively given money to Fate Grand Order. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for not saying anything.
Like I don't know. Sometimes you just have one of those companies where you're like, why are you doing this? But then you're one of the reasons why they're doing it.
I mean, okay,
because
I respect the microtransaction thing in gacha games way more than I do for a fully fledged pay us $60 to buy this game type game.
Yeah, like I get it if your game is free. I get it. You gotta get your money from somewhere. And as much fun as it is, as much money those weird mobile game ads are getting you, you're not making a living out of that.
Yeah.
So that's why on a lot of mobile games you do see micropayments getting pushed.
Yeah.
But on games, like, yeah, I get it. They're more expensive to make, but they're also more expensive to buy. Like, I respect the publisher that just gives you a whole game for full price. You know, and I'm going to compare Ubisoft to Ubisoft because for some reason Assassin's Creed Mirage is not $60. They still have a deluxe edition, but even the deluxe edition is not $60, so I'm glad to have that pre-ordered. Even though I have it pre-ordered and people always tell me not to pre-order.
Yeah.
Whatever. The point is, it truly does suck that we live in an age where the concept of a full game is a foreign one. Like, a lot of people right now are really praising Baldur's Gate 3. It's a game that I'm personally not really that interested in because of the source material, but I have to respect the publisher for making the game a one-time $60 or euro payment and have that be it. Like, that is something which is unfortunately a rare sight to behold. And hell, I know that a lot of people right now are really upset that games are frequently being sold for $70. That is apparently the new MSRP. But here's the thing. I get that games are becoming more expensive. It's just, if you want me to pay $70 for a game, I'm fine with that. But again, we've got to a point where games nowadays feel so incomplete that I just stopped buying games at one point. And nowadays I've come to a point where I only buy games if they're like incredibly on sale. Because why would I pay $60 for the base game if a year later the same game is going to be on the like 70% off for the Ultimate Edition? So I'll pay half the price, but I get like double the content.
I think I tried to head bash down, but I couldn't.
Right.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's like, why? And especially if there's the good old Game Pass system. It's like, why should I get excited for this game if I know it's going to come to like Game Pass? Owned.
Well, Game Pass is one of those services where I'm a bit on and off with. On one hand, I do have a active Game Pass Ultimate subscription, but on the other hand, I like to own my games. And Game Pass, in my opinion, is an elevated rental service. Which is not a bad thing, and to this day, I still frequently play one game through Game Pass. But I do plan on actually buying Forza Horizon 5 one of these days. I did get the DLC. But hey, that's one thing that I also could be doing. You know, instead of buying the game and then the season pass, just play the game through Game Pass and get the season pass.
Yeah.
So you still end up paying $60, but hey, you have a somewhat complete experience.
Yeah, you do. Until they start going on down on Game Pass, which I am glad that when Microsoft's gonna take a game off Game Pass, they discount it. It gets a discount.
But I can't get anyone out of the Tiki Lodge long enough to do anything about it. Well, it looks like it's just you and me.
That's honestly a really good business strategy.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion.
Well, your opinion is valid. I do agree with it.
Okay, good. I was gonna say, hey, I don't think Sony does that.
Well, Sony doesn't need Game Pass. They've got PlayStation Plus Premium.
But they also take games off that.
Yeah.
And yeah, first world, and we're already hitting a lava's level.
I will say though, the one thing that really annoys me from PlayStation Plus Premium is that I had it for like, I won't say 3 months when it just came out. I had a running PS Plus subscription. It told me that if I upgrade, I got the remainder of my subscription on PlayStation Plus Premium. So I think I paid like $12 for it or something. I could be wrong on that, but I was like, yeah, okay. So I basically played a couple of games. Some that I wanted to play. One of them even being Assassin's Creed Valhalla, because it wasn't on Steam at the time, and I was curious on what the PS4 version would be like. But also because I was curious about the newly released PS1, PS2, and PSP titles. So basically, I claimed one of each to see what it's like, and it was pretty good on the PS4. You know, it was almost like I was playing a PS2 game.
Oh God.
But I'm telling you, it looks ancient. Why would anybody play that?
Wait, Valhalla? We're still talking about Valhalla, right?
No, we're talking about the old PlayStation titles.
Oh.
I was making a Jim Ryan joke.
Oh, okay. Fuck Jim Ryan.
Yeah. But anyway, Valhalla, for whatever reason, it looked really weird on the PlayStation 4 Pro. Like, I don't know why, and this is something I've also noticed on PC, but for whatever reason, that game has a weird thing with, like, NPCs. For whatever reason, they always look weird. Like, they're out of focus or something. But yeah, well, we'll keep up the Assassin's Creed talk for when we actually do Assassin's Creed. I don't know if that is ever going to happen. I mean, I do have a full-on recording of Assassin's Creed 2 on my hard drive, and I'm in the middle of recording Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, but that's for a review.
Oh, okay. I was actually just going to ask, wait, are you doing that for the channel, or were you doing that for a review on your channel? Okay.
I mean, to be fair, I could repurpose them.
Your pick.
Well, no, because that's a lazy thing to do. Plus, if I do Assassin's Creed 2, for example, what I'm probably gonna do for the Ezio collection is I'm probably gonna play one game of each. I'm going to play one of the games on the trilogy, each one of them on a different platform.
Oh god.
So Assassin's Creed 2 I'm planning to do on the Switch to show off what it looks like on the Switch. On the Xbox I'm doing Assassin's Creed Brotherhood because on the Xbox Series the Ezio collection actually has FPS boost, so you get to play it at 1080p 60. And Revelations I plan to do on the PS4 because the PS4 Pro version of the game actually has 4K textures. Not on the Xbox, however, because
That's weird.
No, it actually makes quite a lot of sense when you think about it. When the PS4 Pro came out, it was a couple of months after the Ezio collection got released, so Ubisoft was pretty easy regarding going into the game and being like, okay, we're just gonna give the games 4K support, right? But the Xbox One X came out over a year after the Ezio collection, so at that point, Ubisoft was basically being like, yeah, that ship has sailed. And I can understand that. Like, Sony really benefited themselves by releasing the PlayStation 4 Pro when they did. Even though I do feel like the PlayStation 4 Pro is a bit of a mixed bag, because not every PS4 Pro enhanced title is playing in 4K. So it really does depend on what your priorities are. For example, if you're playing stuff like pretty much any Sony released title is 4K supported. However, there is a title that not a lot of people have heard of. It's called Matterfall, and it's made by the developers of Returnal on PS5, Housemarque, and that game, for whatever reason, is like 900p on the base PS4, and on a PS4 Pro it's only 1080p, so even Sony published titles are not always 4K. And while stuff like the Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider and Shadow of the Tomb Raider are 4K, a lot of titles are not. So stuff like Final Fantasy 15, I don't think that game is 4K. Monster Hunter World, that's a weird resolution somewhere between 1440p and 4K, and it's actually quite a popular thing for the PS4 Pro. Not every title is 4K.
Interesting. But are they 4K?
Why are you making a joke that I would make?
Yeah, but you didn't.
Right. I mean, I guess that also brings me to the Crash and Spyro trilogy. Those also aren't 4K. They are on the Xbox One X, at least Spyro Reignited is.
Interesting.
But that's also a benefit of the Xbox line of consoles. At the time, if a game was actually in 4K, it would say that on the box. And it's one thing that on one hand I find really great, but on the other hand, it's something that pretty much every Xbox title did at the time, and it really feels sloppily. Like, the problem with a lot of Xbox One titles after the Xbox One X came out, it felt like they were constantly trying to sell you on something.
Yeah.
Those guys ought to be locked up.
Well, they're dead, Stony, so they can't really be locked up.
Yeah.
And also, I just want to say, I'm glad that we went back to the supercharged paths than just going, here's the power-up gate for supercharge.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Because honestly, the paths make it way more noticeable. That how about you try charging? The gates, it's just, oh, you better be holding charge while you enter, or else you just basically waste the time. Herpa derpa derp.
Yeah.